Friday. It's Friday, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Friday the 18th of September, 2015, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And good morning to you, and I hope you're ready for a great weekend. You know, it's hard to predict what the weather is going to be. It always is, but it's fun playing like you know what's going to happen. But we've had rain off and on all this week, and we may have a little bit over the weekend. We just have to kind of wait and see. But I hope you're able to get out and actually take advantage of the rainless times this weekend. And we'll have some. It's not going to rain every minute, but right. Just get out and do something.
Get out and do something. Get active. And we've got some great things going on here in Goldsboro. Friday night tonight is the DGDC annual banquet.
Oh, that's right.
And tomorrow, on Saturday at 10 a.m., we're going to be celebrating with the GWTA ribbon cutting.
Oh, yes.
Bus Transfer Center.
That's right. The new Transfer Center, which is at the near the end of Walnut Street on North Carolina Street. That's Carolina Street north side. And at the new Bus Transfer Center. You know, this has been in the makings for a number of years, and this particular part of this entire project is finally coming to fruition. And it's just it's going to be an amazing event. It's going to be an amazing place. And I know.
It's a beautiful facility.
It is. I know Fred Fontana's excited about it, and all his staff is excited about it. Not taking anything at all away from where they are or where they have been, but it was small. And the facility had a little age on it, and they needed to expand. They needed a nicer place, and with this is really, really nice, the Bus Transfer Center, and the hope is that it will also attract some commercial bus lines as well. We certainly hope it does. In the meantime, it is our Gateway Transportation, or GWTA, of Wayne County, and Goldsboro and Wayne County Transportation, right there at on North Carolina Street, near the old railroad station. And we're still working on a railroad station.
Right, that's absolutely right. Right there by Union Station.
And tonight is going to be the big dinner.
That's right.
On the grounds,
on
there.
The grounds.
At that location. Wow, all right. Anyway, big doings. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Tomorrow, this gets underway tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the transfer site. All right, and that is going to be tremendous. I can't wait for that to open.
It's going to be great.
First thing I want to do is get on the bus.
Where are you going to go?
I'm going to ride around Goldsboro. That's right. I'm going to ride around Goldsboro. And you know what? Fred has done a great job in his position as director of that agency there, because we've got I don't know if it was a new bus or a new paint job, but man, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm talking about a rich navy blue or darker blue with GWTA on the side, and it's one of the big buses, and it looks fantastic.
Very nice.
And that's just one thing that he's done. He has changed, I think, some of the routes have been changed for the better. Some of the routes have been are now designated by color. So if you want the red line or the blue line or the green line, then you will know where these buses go, and he's updating and upgrading and updoing everything. And it's just a better place. He's doing a great job. And he talk about staff. Now he's got a staff.
Yes, he does.
They're really great. Well, today's the 18th.
What happens on this day?
Well, do you remember Archie Bell and the Drells? No, I guess not. Okay, never mind. He came to
Can I phone a friend? Can I phone a friend?
You don't have any lifelines left. Oh, but Archie Bell was a leader of a band, the Drells, some years ago, and he had a whole slew of big hits, and he was always recognized. He had a very unique sound. He's just one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. He called me the last time he came through Goldsboro years ago, and he's just a super guy, great entertainer.
Oh, wow.
And in one of his songs, I'll never forget, they were doing a break, you know, you could hear the drums in the background, you know, a little cadence going on, and he said, "Wait a minute, let me put this hamburger down. Let me put this hamburger down." Well, it was a cheeseburger. "Let me put this cheeseburger down," something like that. Anyway, that's what he said, and I'll never forget that line. It was a great line. "Let me put this cheeseburger down," because he's going to boogie, he's going to dance. Today,
get down to it.
Today is National Cheeseburger Day.
Quite appropriate.
Thank you, Al. Anyway.
Quite appropriate.
Anyway. Today is also, on a serious note, the third Friday of September is POW MIA Recognition Day. Let us not forget. Okay, and then over the weekend, all kinds of stuff going on. It's National Women's Friendship Day, on Sunday. It's Oktoberfest begins on the 19th, which is Saturday.
Yes.
Just a lot of activity. It is, after all, almost fall. Fall rolls in here on the 23rd, I believe it is. The autumnal equinox. That's when the sun crosses that line, that imaginary line, and goes into the next season. That day, I think it's the 23rd, is when the days and the nights are exactly the same length. Exactly.
You heard it here.
That's right. You can write it down. All right. Well, we're going to head over to our interviews now. We'll be back right after this.
Thanks for watching. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television, in the heart of Goldsboro, in the heart of Wayne County.
Our guest is Mr. Dane Beavers, and Dane is the director of the Wayne County Board of Elections. Hello.
Good morning, Wayne.
Man, it's good to have you back in here.
Same here.
You have really got to be running hard now, because there's an election coming up here, municipal elections.
Yes, sir.
All right, now what are municipal elections? Who's running for office?
Okay, well, municipal elections basically are different in two ways. We have partisan elections and nonpartisan elections.
Okay.
This one in particular is a nonpartisan municipal election.
Okay.
Which means everybody runs regardless of their party they're affiliated with. We do not list their parties on the ballot. They are just their names.
Mm-hmm.
They are the municipalities of Goldsboro, which includes all the little cities and the big cities, the city of Goldsboro. It also, in this election, we're including sanitary districts. Not
Okay.
all of them, but some of them. And those are our water districts that the Wayne County is divided up into 5 water sanitary districts. Mm-hmm. Municipal elections are different in the way that different municipalities decide whether or not they want to conduct their elections with a winner-takes-all type thing or a primary. And a primary requires only the 2 highest vote getters go into the November election. All of the municipalities in Wayne County have chosen to go with the winner-takes-all, except Goldsboro.
Except the city.
That's right.
Okay.
The city has chosen to conduct primaries.
And that's up to them to make that decision.
It's in their charters.
I see.
So it's come down over the years, and it is something they have the ability to change, but they typically stay with the city charter unless there's a big need to change it.
Okay.
So when we did the candidate filing for the city of Goldsboro, we ended up with 4 candidates in the mayor's race and 3 in Councilman District 4 race.
Okay.
And so because of that, we're going to have a primary election on October 6th for those 2 seats only.
Just for those.
That's correct.
And someone who does not live in District 4 or does not live in the city of Goldsboro will not be eligible to vote.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because we'd like to clear that up just right off the top. You may have a Goldsboro, excuse me.
Yeah.
You may have a Goldsboro address, but that doesn't necessarily mean you live within the Goldsboro city limits.
Okay, I understand that.
So we do get a lot of people show up at the polls and say, you know, I saw the vote here signs and I'm ready to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a Goldsboro address, but you may not be actually within the city limits. We have on our home web page a button right now, or a word. It says, "Can I vote?" A link.
Okay.
Can I vote link. And if you click on that link and you put in your name, a little bit of information, it'll come back and tell you if you are eligible for either the October election or the November or both.
Okay.
So that'll get you in there if you're unsure whether or not. And then again, if you're unsure for any reason and you would like to call our office, of course we can look you up in our database and do it that way.
All right, now this county commissioners are not running. This is only for municipalities. The city of Goldsboro, Mount Olive, and
Fremont, Walnut Creek, Seven Springs,
right.
all of the smaller municipalities are having elections in November.
So this is not a county election. No state officials are running, and of course this is not the presidential election. This is only the city and the municipalities of Wayne County.
That's right.
And if you have any questions, and let's repeat that, if you have any questions about whether you're eligible to vote or not, you go to waynegov.com /BOE, Board of Elections. And you have a button on there, a link that tells them whether or not they're eligible to vote.
That's right, right on the front page.
That's beautiful.
We have we've got the entire one-stop schedule.
Right.
One-stop voting for the October primary begins on the 24th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
in our office.
Okay.
Okay, and so for everybody that's eligible, you can come down on the 24th from 9 to 5 and vote early in our office, all the way up until the Saturday before Election Day, and we'll be open on that Saturday until 1 p.m.
I think you pointed out to me, Dane, that even though there is a shorter time for one-stop voting, the state reduced the number of days that one-stop voting will be available, there's actually more time involved because they've extended the hours. Is that correct?
Well, it is in some cases. I'm glad you brought that up. There's been some questioning about the number of hours that we're providing, and in this election, municipal elections are not necessarily governed by the same state laws as state and federal elections.
Really?
Municipalities have the right. Our law book gets a little bit complicated.
I can see that, yes.
Municipal elections really come down to the municipalities themselves.
Okay.
They have the option to conduct one-stop voting or not.
Yeah.
It's up to them. And then they also are required to fund the elections. So normally the county will fund all of the election cycles that we go through. This is the one exception. The municipalities are required to fund these elections, so it's up to them to decide, do they want to pay for a one-stop site? And in this case, it's just not a financially good decision to maybe, for example, Eureka have a one-stop site, or Fremont, because they typically have about 200 or 300 people vote.
Right.
And it just wouldn't be financially smart thing to do. So we're conducting the one-stops in our office, and all of them will be there for October and November.
For October and November.
Yes,
so
sir.
all the one-stop voting locations, the only one-stop voting location is in your office.
That's correct.
And that's on South William Street.
That's right. 209 South William Street.
209, just south of the courthouse, and the sign on the top of the building says Administration Building.
That's correct. And if you think you're pulling in the sheriff's parking lot, you're in the right place.
That's right. That's right. A lot of in fact, my red truck is there as well.
That's right.
That's where I
You'll
park.
see Wayne's truck there.
See
That's
Wayne's
right.
truck.
That's right.
So, okay, so only city residents and residents of local municipalities, county municipalities. If you're a county resident, you are not eligible to vote. You don't have a dog in this hunt, do you?
In October.
In
Now,
October.
You may have in November if you're in the water sanitary district.
Water and sanitary district. Okay.
So
right.
again,
I'm just trying to get that right in my
that's
mind
right.
here,
It is
you know.
it is confusing.
It can be.
And we were going to put up right now. We're focusing on the October stuff on our webpage.
Right.
So if you go there, you'll see everything based on what October primary. And then as soon as we get this wrapped up, we'll put up information for the November race, and you'll be able to see your sample ballot and all those things if you're eligible to vote in the November election.
Okay, so one stop starts on September 24th.
Correct.
The election's on the 6th.
That's right.
And then we work on November.
Then we start on November, and the November election's on the 3rd of November, and the one stop starts on the 22nd.
Oh, okay. All right.
Of October. That's right.
All right, now let me ask a question here. Now, when you come in, you and I we don't discuss anything beforehand. All right, so I'm going to throw something out there to you now.
Okay.
Because I heard a gentleman talking the other day about candidates using their given names, and there's been a question about that. So, without mentioning any names, of course, I remember when James Earl Carter was running for president. Everybody knew him as Jimmy Carter.
Right.
But on the ballot, he had to put James Earl Carter, as I recall. Or did he? Was he able to change that?
I think he
I think he did,
was
as a
able
matter
to
of
use
fact, now that I
Jimmy.
think about
Yeah.
it. He did. So what is the law or the rule about using the names of the candidates?
North Carolina state law does provide for a nickname.
Okay.
When you file to become a candidate for any office, you can, at that time when you file, indicate that you would like to use a nickname on the ballot. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a name that you're known by or anything else. For example, obviously people want Bill in place of William and so forth, and their registered name would be William, and their name on the ballot would show Bill, and the same for anything else. You are allowed to use a nickname, and that nickname will be printed on the ballot according to North Carolina state law.
So if I was running for office and my nickname was Lefty, I could say Wayne Lefty Alley.
You certainly
and
could.
the nickname would be in quotes.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So it is allowed then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. All right. I'm glad you straightened that out.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the primary election coming up for the city, and then the other elections, the rest of it covered in November, and then on to the big game.
Yeah, that's where a lot of questions come up about our election cycle, and unfortunately I won't be able to answer those things for you today.
We don't know yet, do we?
We don't know.
About the primary.
The 2016 election cycle is still in the legislation. It's still being discussed, dates and times. Right off the top of my head, they're tossing around some March dates, some May dates, possibly combining some of those. So the one thing we know for sure, 2016 is going to be a busy year.
It is that, that's for sure. And I hope, regardless of your political affiliation, get out and vote.
That's right.
Because the guy with the most votes wins.
That's right.
The person, I shouldn't say the guy, the person, pardon me.
That's right.
Ms. Fiorini. But the person with the most votes, or he who collects the most electoral votes, wins.
That's correct.
Now, let me ask you this. Why are we considering moving our primary to March, or moving it to earlier?
Okay. The presidential preference primary is what we call it in the business. And basically it's a primary election to help the state delegates decide on who they're going to represent when they go to the convention. Our state legislators looked at our date being in May and felt like we possibly weren't represented well as a state because we were so late in the cycle.
Right.
The convention typically occurs in August, I believe. So we were one of the few last states to participate. So their thought was, let's move the date up and have a bigger impact on who actually represents the parties in the presidential election. And that may or may not become a fact, but right now they're still debating it on the floor.
So the concern is that by the time it comes around to North Carolina, making a decision about for whom we wish our representatives to represent the office, it's too late. That person's already been selected.
Typically, that's what happens, right?
Yeah. All right, so we want to be a bigger dog in that. In that race.
And we felt like the North Carolina voters. We are a large state, and we have a lot of voters here, and we felt that this state deserved a bigger representation.
We're what, 9th in the nation?
I believe so.
Ninth largest state in the country. So yeah, we're important.
That's right.
We deserve that.
That's right. Well, South Carolina goes first, along with Iowa, I believe, and if we're in March, we're definitely going to see a lot more attention from candidates. In the very near future.
Right. All right. Very good. All right. Then what else? Do we have anything to add to this? Except I do want to give your website out again. That's waynegov.com/BOE, and on that website you can get so much information, right?
That's right, Wayne. A lot of calls we get, people ask, and then we tell them, all of this is available. You can download reports if you're interested in working for campaigns. There's campaign information on there. If you're interested in running for office, we have candidate information. We have maps. We have a lot of resources for voters, and if there's something you would like that you don't find on our website, all it takes is a phone call, and we'll be sure to take care of you.
You will put things on your website in a heartbeat.
You betcha.
As long as it will help the public. And you mentioned maps. if you're new to the area and you're a registered voter and you're not sure of where you vote, go to the website. There's a map there, and all you do is you put in your address, right?
Put in your name.
Put in your name.
And it'll basically come back to the list. You make sure that's you, and it'll tell you what your precinct is. It'll also give you all of your House and Senate offices, local and state and federal districts. So it gives you everything you need to know.
How about sample ballots?
Right now, you'll get a sample ballot too. If you're eligible voter for this election, you can look at your ballot before you go to the polls. You could actually print it out and sit down and pre-mark it, so when you get in there, you've got your votes, your decisions already ready to go.
Sometimes people get in there and all of a sudden their mind goes blank. It's good to have that sample ballot. You can print it out and sit down in the comfort of your own home and make sure you're voting for whom you wish to vote.
That's right.
Right.
That's
very
right.
good. And again, Dane, what is the phone number of your office there?
We're at 919-731-1411.
731-1411, Wayne County Board of Elections, and this gentleman welcomes your calls if you have any questions at all. Right?
That's right. That's
Dane,
right.
I appreciate you coming in.
My pleasure.
Great information.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again very soon.
Okay.
All
Look
right.
forward to it.
Good.
Your source for what's happening in your community is Wayne Goldsboro Television.
Our guest is Sergeant Paige Learnard of Goldsboro Wayne Crimestoppers, coordinator of Crimestoppers. How you doing?
Great, thank you.
Great to have you in studio with us.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you coming by.
Thank
She is here to tell us about the latest crime of the week and what's going on.
Well, unfortunately, I want to talk about a homicide.
A homicide.
Yeah, we had a homicide on September 13th. Happened at the 800 block of Crawford Street here in Goldsboro.
All right.
It was about 4:20 in the morning, and we had calls for shots fired and the subject being shot outside in the street. And so when the officers arrived on scene, they discovered that Mr. McLean was shot, and very shortly thereafter he was deceased. Right. So this gentleman was actually transported by ambulance to Wayne Memorial Hospital. Sometimes we have issues with people taking themselves in their own personal vehicles, but that didn't happen in this case. So we're hoping that maybe somebody out there saw something. This is actually a busy area where this happened. And so we're talking about Sunday, 4:20 in the morning, 800 block of Crawford Street. We're hoping that somebody out there will give us some information as far as what happened to Mr. McLean or anything they may have seen or heard.
All right. And the number you want to call or the text you want to text is scrolling at the bottom of the screen right there.
That's correct. That's
That's it right
735-225 number. And if they're more comfortable texting, which seems to be picking up quite a bit, I think that people are just, it's just one more layer of anonymity, that I can't hear their voice. And so texting seems to be very popular, and that's fine. So if they text me the tip, it's blocked still. I can't see their name or their number. If they want to just text the information, that'll work too.
And if you have a tip that may lead to the solving of this crime, you could get a reward for that.
That's right. Crimestoppers pays up to $1,000.
Up to $1,000,
Yep.
and this is, of course, a felony.
Right, and obviously this is a felony, so it would make them eligible for a cash reward.
All right.
Right.
Very good. Again, 919-731-2255 or 919-222-4230.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. All right, good. That's Sergeant Paige Learnard with Crimestoppers, and thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
in with that.
We appreciate you having us.
Thanks for watching. This is Wayne Goldsboro Television, in the heart of Goldsboro, in the heart of Wayne County.
We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. This is Friday, and don't forget now, this program airs in the 7 o'clock hour, as you see right now, and it repeats at noon, and then it will be again at 5:30 p.m. here on Channel 10, Time Warner Cable Channel 10, or on AT&T UVerse Channel 99. And that's a growing network here in Wayne County. A lot more people are going to the AT&T UVerse, and I think it's working out well for them. It's good.
Options. We like options in
We
Wayne
like
County.
options. Yes, options. Indeed. Don't forget also, coming up, Taste of Wayne in downtown Goldsboro, the 200 block of North Center Street. That's in front of City Hall.
Yes.
On Saturday, October 10th at 11 a.m., going until 1:30 in the afternoon. Tickets are $15. And right now, you can get tickets at the Chamber of Commerce of Wayne County,
Yes.
That's your operation. We can also get tickets at the Chamber of Commerce of Mount Olive. And you can also...
Julie Beck?
Yeah, see Julie Beck.
Julie Beck?
Julie Beck. Also, you can get tickets at DGDC on North John Street. Tickets are $15. Or you can go online to...
Or you can go to United Way.
Or you can go to United
There's
Way.
no excuse not to get your tickets.
The tickets are all over the place. All over the place. Just go get them. Get them now. Yeah. And all that. All right? All right. What else do we have?
Yeah, look, there's always stuff going on in Wayne County. I'd encourage you to go to the Chamber's website. It's waynecountychamber.com, and you'll see lots of things coming up that is good for business. It's good for families. It's good in all facets that we're working with, be it education, politics, though some people don't want to talk about that, but there's a lot of stuff going on in Wayne County, and keep in tune.
That's right. And keep in touch as well.
Yes.
As you may have gone to the Thursday night, third Thursday of each month event called Business After Hours, right? Which is a chamber event, president of the chamber here. Or if you just keep in touch with what's going on in the Wayne County area, you can do that part of the way by watching this program every day, Monday through Friday. We'll be back Monday morning at 7 a.m. Have a great weekend. Until then, for Wayne Goldsboro Television, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.